Yes! Iceberg's the name.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Ivy. My name is Santana over here at DJiceberg.com. We have our Before the Fame series, and we love to have the opportunity to actually speak with you before you blow up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, like, we was having a discussion before the recording started and whatnot, and you know, you was talking about how you was born and raised in St. Louis, and you sometimes like you kind of live a little bit of your life in Illinois. I know that you kind of went to Harlem as well, and now you're kind of in LA right now, right?
Yeah, I'm a gypsy, so I'm all over the place, just kind of wherever the wind takes me, you know? So,
So
I'm here.
you're,
Oh, what'd you say?
would you say you're adventurous?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, spur of the moment, I'm out of here.
So let me ask you, so with 2020 that's going on and the whole pandemic that hit, luckily it didn't stop you from, you know, doing whatever it is you were doing, especially with your promo tour and whatnot. How have you maintained, you know, staying creative through this pandemic?
I really feel like, for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
being alone with myself is probably one of the best ways to get creative because there are no other distractions. So just
Right.
kind of being like alone with myself and, you know, locked up in your house, you have to find new ways to express yourself whenever you can't like gather inspiration from outdoors and like other things that are happening. So I feel like it's honestly benefited my creative process. My writing has gotten a lot stronger. You know, the melodies are completely different. I'm coming up with like new and interesting like ideas for my music videos and for looks. And so I don't know, it's been pretty decent for me. I mean, I'd be lying if I said there weren't like times where I'm just like, I wish I could just go out and see my friends and just have like a beach day so I can make like a turn up beach song. But I feel like it's just another chapter in my story. So I'm excited for all this music to come out. You guys are going to hear what I did during quarantine.
Well, we're excited about that. You know, a lot of times when we're inside of our homes, we manage to pick up new hobbies. So
Mhm.
have you picked up a new hobby while you were quarantining?
Sleeping. Oh my God. I do not get to do that. So, I mean, now less and less because like we did the promo run and like honestly, we're picking back up with the videos. And after before we shot Swim In, I was starting to get busy. But for the first like month and a half or something, yeah, I got to nap. That was a very fun hobby. Um, Other than that, like, I mean, I paint. I've been trying to hand make my clothes. I've been working on a clothing line. I was going to drop it last February. I was going to drop just lingerie, but now I've continued. So I've got like full like wardrobe, and it's for like male, female, and we're doing all sizes, which is super important to me. Um, I make like voodoo dolls as well, which is really dope. I've been selling those. People are like buying them up like hotcakes. I did not expect that many people to like want these dolls. So really just kind of being like more hands-on artsy. I'm such a crafty person. So
Okay, well, I'm into fashion, so like put me on the PR list because I'll wear the fit. I got the camera, do the
yeah,
shoot, everything.
I got you.
But yeah, I think that's pretty dope that you kind of picked up that hobby, or even just making it a transition to something that you will probably do in the near future if you weren't doing music. Because I know you do a little bit of modeling on the side as well. Or did you start out doing modeling first?
Actually, I don't even know how I got into it. It's so crazy when people are like, oh, like you're a model, like you do modeling, because to me, like it never was that. It was more so like one of my friends hit me up from a college I was going to, and he had to do his final project, which was like he had to do a portfolio for his photography. So
Mm-hmm.
he contacted me and was like, would you be down to shoot for my final? And I was like, yeah, why not? You know, it was just something fun to do. And I guess like another photographer from Instagram, I wasn't like big poppin' or anything, you know, like on Instagram or whatever, but someone saw it and they were like, will you model for me? And I was doing all these things for free. And it was fun. Why not have like nice photos of myself? And it actually helped me transition easier into music because moving out to New York, I didn't really have too many connections. So the people that did see me, they were like, will you model for my brand? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And as I was doing that, I'd be like, oh, like, do you know like producers? Are you into music? Like, what else do you do? And I would meet artists through that way. So really, it did help me like transition. And it's great now because I get to model for my own brand. I get to do like high fashion stuff. I'm working on my own clothing line as well. So that's going to keep growing with me. It's going to be super dope. But yeah.
Well, I stalk people on Instagram before I interview them or anything. And, you know, I stalk you a little bit and I've seen some of your photos that you have and I'm like, wow, this is really nice.
Thank you.
Like the creative for it and the wardrobe, the hair, the props. the backdrop, everything. The makeup is everything. Really creative. And I
I
was like, this girl, okay, maybe we can see her in Paper magazine, maybe a little bit of Vogue or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You know, we got to get her there.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, some
Definitely,
experts.
yep, we're gonna get you there. It has to happen. So
Yeah.
let's get into more of like your childhood when it comes to music wise. Who would you say that you kind of grew up listening to?
It was such like a weird, I only use like curse words. It was such a weird like combination. I'll use that of
Mhm.
music because my father listened to like a lot of metal music, pretty like not even a lot of all metal music. So I grew up listening to like rock and metal, and it was just kind of like and like grunge. That was great, and
Mhm.
yeah, just really just like thrasher ass music. Oh, I'm cursing. I'm sorry, thrasher music, and it was so much fun. Yeah, I don't know if I can curse here. I'm always
No,
cursing.
it's fine. Listen, people be cursing up a storm, and I just be like, I'm not gonna do that, but you go
Right?
ahead.
Well, yeah, so he listened to, like, all metal music. I mean, he's, like, gothed out, like, he had his ears stretched, and he's got, like, all these piercings and gargoyle tattoos and zombies and shit, and my uncle, like, was in a tattoo parlor, and I was, like, raised in there too, so, like, that
Mhm.
music always going on, so I just grew up with that, and that's, like, it's very nostalgic for me. It's still, like, probably my number 1 most listened to, like, genre of music for myself, and then, my mother, she is like this little earthy, like soul hippie, and she listened to a lot of like, I mean, R&B, like hip hop R&B, like trap music, but really like spiritual music too. So like she loved Lauryn Hill and Erica Badu.
Mhm.
She loves Salt and Pepper and Bone Thugs and Harmony, and like so. I mean, literally just like all the way down the board. That and she's like this little 5'2" white lady from like very it's amazing. They're so completely like backwards of what you think the norms would be. So
Mhm.
and then my grandmother, she listened to like all country music and she wouldn't let me listen to anything else other than like kids bop and country. And so I'm in the car just like this is my Saturday. But I have like a love for country music as well because of the ballads and the
Mhm.
vocalists and the live instrumentation. I really do appreciate it. Some of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's a lot. I have a very like eclectic taste. It's all over the place, but just kind of anything that evokes emotion. I really love like talented instrumentalists and talented vocalists. So
Do you play any instruments or anything?
poorly, but yeah, I do. I took violin lessons, piano lessons, guitar lessons, and I feel like there's another one in there, like something like it was probably something like flute or clarinet whenever I was in school, but
Mhm.
like I don't want to play that. No one wants to play that. I can't like I'm not Lizzo. I don't have the lungs for that to like play and then go sing. And she's she's a lot, so it's crazy. But yeah, so I play lightly. Like I could learn a song very easily. I don't even like remember the notes, even though like I could read. I can sight read my music notes. I'm classically trained, but beyond that, honestly, like I never just sit down and like play for myself unless like I'm working on a song.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna pick it back up, especially the guitar, because I have to like I want to do like a whole rock album. I've been working on it now, and it's gonna keep like building until eventually
Mhm.
I have like all the greats on it. And yeah, I want to shred on stage. So,
So it looks like we're gonna see you smashing guitars on the stage, maybe
oh
a
yeah,
little crowd surfing.
got to be a rock star.
I'll be here for it. You know, I love that you listen to like you don't categorize the genre of music that you listen to. You listen to everything. You
Yeah.
know, and it could play a big part in the way you create your own music. They
Yeah.
kind of that balance. I think that's dope. So when did you make that transition from like I think Harlem to LA?
About physically, physically, I made that transition probably, I would say like close to around like 3 years ago, I moved here. Um,
Hmm.
but my heart like resided in Harlem. I was so excited to move to Harlem, to move to New York, because just growing up in the Midwest and like seeing on TV like the big city and stuff, it always like looked like a dream. And I was like, damn, like I'm gonna be that like small town girl who moves to the big city to make it. And then I moved to a big city and I'm doing pretty well for myself. So I'm like, yes, my favorite cliche. Like so it was beautiful out there, and it's like heart of where a lot of like beautiful like R&B and like soul music was made, a lot of hip hop. Like it was really the culture for me. And but
Hmm.
all the music like shifted from New York really mainly to LA. So I moved out here with my team and it's just kind of been like a wrap ever since. It's so much easier to work out here and to network, and LA has its own like West Coast vibe to it. So I'm feeling it for right now.
So the transition wasn't like difficult. It was just like, hey, you know what? Let's go to LA.
Well, I mean, kind of like, I mean, I moved to New York with like $500 in my pocket, and I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. Like, I had nowhere really to stay. I found like a place last minute, like on the way to New York. Like, I quit my job and stuff. And so I felt like I had sacrificed so much, and I was like just hustling so hard, you know? I didn't know anything about a studio. I got myself into my first studio. I directed and paid for my first music video. And no, I didn't have any management and I didn't have any friends that did this stuff. So, like, I'm just guessing like what to do. And through that, like I found my team and they were just like, give up everything you got, move to LA. And like at that point, like I had been like hustling so hard and I'm like, yeah, I got this grind going and I got myself a nicer place and it was like my dream. So to give it up, it kind of broke my heart a little bit, but I'm like, I know like it's going to be for the better. Like, and I'm never one to miss opportunity that I know like seems like it's going to benefit me. So I gave up my nice like studio apartment out in Manhattan to sleep on a couch and in a walk-in closet because that's what was available. And I was like, this is the hustle, this is the grind, like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I gave up pretty much all my clothes, like my books, my belongings. I just had to leave them because I couldn't bring it. And like I
Mhm.
had like really no money to my name. Like after a while of living here, I didn't have a job. And I was just like, my team was like, look, we're gonna just make music, keep you in the studio. We're gonna shoot some videos for like $0 and we're just gonna put it on SoundCloud, put it on YouTube, and put it out on our Instagram. And we didn't have any push or any like really like big supporters or anything. After the time I dropped like the second song just on SoundCloud, labels started calling and they were like, we want to meet her. We want to like sign her right now. But we slowed down the process as much as we could. We were still taking meetings, but I just felt like personally, it wasn't the right time for
Mhm.
me. I was still working on developing my sound. I didn't know how to like really go in and like work a studio. Like I had been live performing my entire life, but like songwriting, yes, but not like singing. So, um, yeah, the transition it was a little difficult. It's a completely different lifestyle, but I learn fast and I manage well. So I feel like it's going pretty well.
Awesome. Well, it's going pretty well. I mean, now you're a signed artist to one of
Yeah,
us.
that's crazy.
So it it definitely took you somewhere. How would you say your first experience was when you got into the studio?
Well, the first time I ever got into a studio in New York, I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea how it worked. I didn't even know people had to go to studios to record. I didn't even know they existed. So I went
Mhm.
out there and I'm like with the engineer, and I didn't even know they were called an engineer at the time. I'm like, so I'm just gonna write the song here, right? He's like, I mean, you can. So I mean, it was crazy. I felt so much pressure, and the song sounded so bad, but like I still have it. It's like near and dear
Mhm.
to my heart. But the first time I got out into a studio with the Wasted Youth, Jordan Hollywood and Edgar Estevez are my managers. And Jordan Hollywood has a label called the Wasted Youth out in Broadway. Edgar introduced me to him and he was like, oh, so you're a singer, get in the studio, make a song. I was like right now? You would do it right now? So we went in there, he put on a beat and I just started singing and they were like, yo, like we could do something with this. Like this is fire. And we shot the video that night. And honestly, that experience was way more fun and it was way more liberating for me than the first time. But the first time had to happen, you know? So I knew like what I was doing wrong. So I was prepared for that. And I really just felt like at home. I'm like, damn, like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I felt like a little like alien, like floating on a rock through space. And I'm like, yo, I'm like a little superstar. It's crazy. Like it was out of this world.
I think that's dope though because like I know a lot of people they have an experience where they're nervous. They're like,
Mhm.
I don't know if this is gonna be for me, but you made it for you. You
Yeah.
know, I've watched like your videos from like 2 years ago up until your recent one that you have with Trippie Red.
Mhm.
That was a dope video. Like it was the scenes were very interesting.
Oh yeah.
They were very and I was like, y'all, you guys complimented each other in that video. You
Yeah.
guys, you guys really, really did. Like I can tell you, I had a little chemistry, a little bit, from even probably working together in the studio together, and even on set. So when I watched like your old videos, like because of me and like 111 and whatnot, like was that the time where were you shooting those videos? Was that the time when you was like doing it for $0 and stuff?
Yeah.
Because
So
oh, the concept of it and shooting wise, it the production was great.
Yeah, I have an amazing team. That's Blank Square Productions. They're incredible. Yeah, they've been doing it for a while. They're hustlers too, and they were like, it doesn't matter if we shoot it for $0 or like $100,000. Like it has to look like a movie because the way that I portray myself and the way that they see me and we view the brand, it has to be so clear every single time that it can't
Hmm.
be like a little shoddy video. So we use great cameras. We've got like great directors. They have great like ideas and like honestly like with the Trippie Red the swimming video,
Hmm.
I was like, okay, so this is the first time like we're gonna actually push my music. I put no promotion behind any of my music prior to this. That was just if you heard of me word of mouth and you saw it, like we were just gonna gain that like base following, the people that got there first. So I'm like, they were like, what do you want the video to be about? You know, like because I like to have my hands on everything. I don't ever want to just come in and someone's got something done for me. Um,
Right.
and I was just like, well, I feel like I'm a whole bunch of people in like one body. I feel like I'm so much, you know, like I don't want to just give them one image. Like, let's do tons of different scenes of like who Ivy is, you know, like
Hmm.
just playful and shit. So everything that was in the video, it like relates to stuff that I like. There's so much like little hidden stuff in the music video that I love. And I feel like the chemistry on set between Trippie and I was really just because like we have so much in common. It's crazy. Like he would talk and like he'd say something and like I finish a sentence and I'm like, yo, that's my favorite too. And so that's why I just knew like it was gonna be like a perfect feature on the song. And whenever he pulled up, he's like, yeah, I fucking like this. Like the sets and everything. I'm like, yeah, because like I like this. Like we like this.
Hmm.
So yeah, like it was really dope. It was fun to shoot. It was a really cool video.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it myself. And now that you think about it, now that you say that the video of the different shots represented everything that you like, you
Mhm.
know, represent the middle side of you, the very sultry side of you, and everything and stuff. So I feel like that is great that you could be able to incorporate that, and maybe somebody picked up on it, you know, little hidden things that you like, or maybe they didn't.
Yeah, I love that though. Like if they did, they did. Like if you know, you know. If not, like it's still cool because people are all like they're all viewing it completely differently.
Mhm. So what would you say the feedback has been like from, you know, your supporters who have listened to the song and have watched the video?
They're so supportive. It's incredible. You know, I'm expecting like I don't know, like I'm not like a negative person, but I
Mhm.
like to think of myself as like what is that? Not like mopey, like a grumpy mopey, because it's cute,
Mhm.
like,
Right.
but not like completely negative. I was expecting like, you know, some kind of hate, some kind of pushback. Like people don't
Mhm.
like whenever they're just like handed something and like whenever it's a brand new artist and like the video looks amazing. Like the video looks like way more than what we shot it for, you know?
Mhm.
It's incredible. We had a huge team and I didn't want people to think that it was just something that was just like made with tons of money and just like created like instant and then dropped on them. But like
Mhm.
people honestly, they're like, yo, like we've seen you been doing this for a couple years and we love it. And like they're putting people onto it. And even people who are just like, I just found this and like, wow, like I'm
Mhm.
amazed. God. Like, and really like I just want to entertain. So people are entertained with the video, they're entertained with the song. It's a very fun, bouncy song. So it's been pretty great. I've gotten really like no negative feedback, which is amazing.
Well, that's awesome because, like you said, sometimes you push things out. You know, as far as they come from new artists have such a hard time when it
Mhm.
comes to pushing out their product or their craft or anything, and it's always going to be that one person who's going to find something wrong with it.
Yeah.
And for nothing but positiveness around the video and the song is great.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that it should keep happening. But you know,
Oh, yeah.
eventually have that one person,
I'm
and it's
waiting
like
for it. My head's getting bigger and bigger, so I need I need to relax.
you're not like those trolls. Are you like you love people to come and like kind of trolling your stuff?
A little bit. I think it's kind of funny, but I just grew up with like 7 younger siblings, so that's like what we do.
Mhm.
Like we just like roast each other like all day. It's funny. So like I'm honestly and like I don't take it personally because um my self-esteem is it's doing pretty great, you know? Like
Mhm.
I've worked on it for a long time and I just feel like no one can tell me like really anything about myself that like I wouldn't already know. So
Right.
I love the song, I love the video, like and so whenever people troll, I'm just like I take it as like lighthearted, like it's
Mhm.
funny. Sometimes I pin the comments because I want people to see it. because sometimes they're really funny, like outside looking in. But yeah, that's about it for that. I don't like take it super serious.
Well, that's good because like I said, you have some who do that. But I want to ask you this, like when it comes with female artists and whatnot, especially you being like a newcomer coming along, being in R&B, and a lot of people say that R&B is dead,
Mhm,
and there aren't that many R&B artists out here.
mhm.
Who would you say are some R&B artists that you could see yourself working with in the near future?
I would love to work with Erica Badu just because, like, honestly, for me, like all the artists that I name, like they're gonna be more like nostalgic. Like, I would love to work with like older artists just
Mhm.
because I feel like I have so much to learn, from them. But also, like, I love the new age, like SZA, her, all females. Honestly, Daniel Caesar, also amazing. Summer Walker, gorgeous. Roddy Rich sings his butt off too. Like, I know, like he raps, but he sings in his stuff. Like, he's kind of got like a R&B kind of something to it. So really, just like everyone. I want to work with everybody. Because I feel like I like it's like cooking, like, and it's like if you cook with a new person every single time, like the dish is always going to be different, but it's always going to be amazing if you both know how to cook. So
Yeah.
I just want like a huge not a roster, what is that? Catalog.
Okay. The selection that you have named, I can definitely see it. But I can definitely see you with Summer Walker. You two kind of have like a similarity to me.
I
So that
love that. That girl can sing her ass off. And
she,
honestly, we do have things in common. And I think I met London on the track a while ago, and he was talking about like working with Summer and stuff, and I was like, I am so down. And she followed me on her little Finsta page, and she was liking my stuff,
Mhm.
and I was like, and so I wrote her, I'm like, let's be friends. I'm telling you, we have so much in common, which is amazing to see. I love seeing like girls that like share similar interests with me because
Mhm.
it was so rare to like find anybody like around where I'm from who's like into the shit that I'm into. So
Right.
one day we'll be besties.
You know what? It could happen sooner than later. It already as you on the fence, y'all already friends.
Big facts. Big facts.
Already.
I'm
When do you think that we could expect some more music out of you?
actually dropping this month.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like surprising everybody with it. I was wanting to drop on Halloween, but I ended up working all the way through Halloween and before Halloween. And the way that I'm feeling is like the video more so was less Halloween to me than it was like Thanksgiving-y. Like
Mhm.
for the reasons behind it, like it's really cool. I don't know if I should explain it or just like surprise y'all. But I feel like it'll make sense whenever you watch it. Like, I just thought like Salem witch trials, and I thought like
Mhm.
pilgrimy, but like minus like the big ass pilgrim hats and stuff. Don't make it like super corny, but it's gonna be cool. You're gonna understand what I'm saying. You're like, what the hell is she talking about? But you'll see when it comes out.
It'll all come to life.
Okay.
I'm gonna visualize it in my head and be like, okay, about this, so now I can understand where she's coming from.
hmm
So, what do you think your supporters' first impression would actually be once they hear like a full album of yours?
Wow, just wow, because that's how I feel, and I'm my harshest critic. Like, I'm not my biggest supporter. Like I'm my harshest
Mhm.
critic. I mean, I guess I am my biggest supporter because like I do this every single day. But like
Right.
I feel like it's instinctual to support myself. So I feel like a supporter is someone who like goes out of their way. Like I don't have to go out of my way to support myself because I am me. But like
Mhm.
I'm my harshest critic because I know what I can do and I know I can be better like at what I'm doing at my craft. I see like the end goal. So I expect nothing less than perfection from myself. So whenever I hear my album, because
Mhm.
it's done, like it's finished. We've got everything done. It's ready. But if I make another song that's kind of like way more fuego, we're just kind of leaving it open until the very drop date, like to just hurry up and drop something in. Um, I was like, wow, like I play it and I'm like, this is me. Like I'm doing this. Like I am from St. Louis, Missouri. I am from bumfuck nowhere. Like and here I am, and I've got these crazy features, and the production value is amazing, and the mixing, and just like the transitions and everything, the live instrumentation, and the main thing that I keep seeing whenever I drop my music, like more and more people are finding me. They're like, "Who is this?" like, why am I just now being put onto this? So whenever I
Mhm.
drop the album, it's just, I know it's going to explode. People are going to be like, wow, like who the hell and where did she come from? So
Right.
yeah, I'm
Well, we're
excited for it.
we're pretty excited to hear what you put out for us because with swimming, it's doing crazy. And even if people go and they listen to your old music that you have, videos, etc., it's amazing. You have a
Thank you.
voice, a wonderful voice, honestly. Like
Thank you.
got a couple, you got a cute runs up in there. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I wanted to hear her live. Like, I
Same.
want to know what the live performances are like because if you can bring the creativity out of your videos and bring it into like a live production, I know it's gonna go crazy.
Oh, for sure. Because those videos are 14, 16 hour shoots. Like I have to be
Hmm.
performing for 14 to 16 hours straight. So I love live performing. I can't wait. I want to do some like intimate performances and I want to do like huge like stadiums. And my music, I feel like is so like versatile. Like I have the perfect like set list for every single different event. I just want it to be like a personal, mm, like a different experience for everybody, no matter where I go. Same quality, just a little different.
Okay, okay, cool. So we're 1 month away from closing out 2020, right?
Hmm.
How do you plan on closing out your 2020?
Um, yeah, I plan on closing it out like the same way that I really love spending every single end of the year, which is in good company and
Mhm.
working. I'm superstitious, so I believe that what you spend your New Year's night, New Year's Day doing, like whenever the clock strikes 12, is what you'll be doing all year. And I always like to be around my team. I like to be in the studio. Like I don't really go to like the parties. Like if anything, we'll just like drink champagne in the studio because that's what I want to bring into the next year is just like good energy and success and just kind of like hard work. It's what I love to do.
Awesome. So you're superstitious like me because if somebody split the pole, you have to walk back around.
I know I
You
feel like
got
people record me doing it because like I'll be walking on the sidewalk and then I'm like, oh no,
Mhm.
I have to go back around. So I do it. And people are looking out of their cars like, I feel you. I
I'm
understand.
so like if I'm in the store with my friends, they hate it because I'm like, I'm not moving until you walk back around. Then I'll walk back with you. It was like crazy. I was like, you, that stuff is real.
Yeah,
Okay,
the same way.
you know, no bad luck on me. I want all good luck.
Facts.
So, lastly, before I go ahead and let you go, what is one quote that you live by?
So, I one quote. I'm gonna give you two because one
Okay.
of them is because I always do the most. That's why I'm gonna give you two. But uh, my high school senior quote was, "It can't rain all the time," and that's from my little emo phase that I'm constantly going through still to this day. It's from The Crow. I love that, and it's just like it's true. Like it can't rain all the time. Like the sun has to come out. And so that really gets me through absolutely everything. That and like my other phrase is just kind of like fuck it. Like that's it. I just do it. Like why not? Like that's how I push myself through life, really. That and the other quote is just gung ho. Gotta do it.
I like that. So, where can anyone who wants to, listen to Ivy, where can they find your music and keep up with you?
So you can find me on all streaming platforms. It's IV4 and you'll pull up all my new music, all my old music. I mean, I'm on SoundCloud, Apple, Tidal, like you name it, Spotify, I'm all over. Um, I have specific songs that aren't out anywhere else on SoundCloud. And then
Mhm.
my Instagram, IVV4. It's got snippets of like up and coming music or music that never got dropped anywhere else, like on my reel. So honestly, I've just got like wherever your preference is, I've got little like special things on every single platform for people.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, Ivy, I thank you so much for allowing me to speak with you on today over here at djiceberg.com. I think we had a great conversation. Like I said, I'm gonna be waiting on that PR package for the fashion
I got
clothing. Like I'm gonna hit you up in the DM with my Ivy.
you.
Remember me?
Facts.
I'll
I got you.
some pieces.
100%.
But I thank you so much once again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Get to unpacking.
I'm working on it. Working on it.
All
Appreciate
right.
you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.